right, good afternoon, class. First thing I'd like you to do is take out a clean sheet of paper. I'm going to fold it in half, just like that. So it looks like this. All right. On the top of your paper, we're going to have two groups here. I'm going to divide down here. This will be group 1. This will be group 2. Group 1, on the top of your paper, draw a picture of a mountain scene. You know, just a mountain, whatever you think of. Group 2, beach. Think beach. Palm trees. On the top, wherever you. Okay. A couple more seconds. Okay. So, group 1 and group 2, we have what is called survival time. Two different scenarios here. Group 1, your survival time will be, you're lost in the mountains, you're lost in the wilderness. Start brainstorming, what do you wish you had with you? What do you wish you had with you? Group 2, you're stranded on a desert island. What do you wish you had? Please talk quietly among yourselves. Come up with some ideas. 3 would be great.
Water purifier.
Purifier?
Anyway.
Palm
And if you had like a lighter,
But that was a long
then you
time.
would go faster.
Okay, matches.
Okay, make sure you write down your answers on your paper.
Fire.
Your responses, absolutely.
Knife.
Share.
How many
Share among yourselves.
Good. We have no requirements.
How about
Okay, about 10 more seconds to come up with some more ideas.
down
Fish.
jacket?
Yeah.
Oh, a knife.
All right, 5 more
Plastic
seconds.
tarp. You could drop water in it, or you could.
Either way,
And then
I
the
might
fishing
get some
a metal detector.
All right, make sure all your ideas are down at the
pickle
paper.
and
What I want you to do now is turn your paper over. So you've got a clean sheet. There you go. Turn it over and just write down 3 letters for me. TLM. TLM.
Space or
However you want to put it, just TLM. Perfect. Okay, what we're going to talk about today is the setting of a novel. The setting of a novel. Why is a novel important, the setting? What does it tell us about the novel? What does it tell us about the writer's, the author's intention and thoughts about writing it? Setting, also, what does setting mean? What is that word and what does it entail? How do we figure out as a reader exactly what the setting of the book is? And if you use these 3 words, which was the TLM, time, location, mood. Time, location, and mood. Those are 3 things that you can think of when you're reading that are going to help you figure out the setting. And the setting basically will affect your characters in your story, their choices that they're able to make, the plot of the story, the theme of the book. So as you can see, setting can play a really important role in most literature. Short stories, plays, poetry, whatever you're reading. So being able to tap into that and know what that setting is will really help you understand, get a better understanding of what you're reading. Okay, so everybody can see this. Move that back a little bit. So as we're looking through these little photos here, these pictures, we're just going to talk about what they look like, and we're going to think back to TLM, time, location, mood. And whatever you see in that picture, think about the time, the location, and the mood. There. Okay. So, can everybody see this? If I set it here, can you see that? So any thoughts on this one? What's the
grizzly bear.
grizzly bear?
it's cold.
Cold.
Mountains.
Mountains. Quiet. Quiet. Nice. So a little bit more about the mood. Peaceful.
Serene.
Serene.
Wild. Natural.
Wild and natural. Okay, so just from this one little picture, we're seeing quite a bit and learning a lot about what this is all about. Okay, how about this one? Dark. Dark, okay.
I'm just going to catch a glimpse and then get my head out of the way.
That's okay.
There.
So,
It's kind of chaotic.
a little chaotic. Do you see any mood in there?
Yeah.
The chaotic, the mood,
Anger.
emotions?
Defiance.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 It's mom and stuff.
Parenting.
Oh,
Parenting. And where does it take place?
Kitchen.
Okay, kitchen, and a little bit further back than that, the kitchen that's located in a house, a home. This is somebody's home, how they live. So a scene that you might see in their home, basically.
Mhm.
Okay, and how about this one?
Ooh.
Is that a tower or a castle?
Is
Mood
it
is
like a
a-
tower or a castle? Yeah, either one.
With the lightning.
Mood is a little bit spooky or mysterious or
A
eerie.
little eerie, a little spooky. And then just from the basics of it too, what's the weather like?
Bad.
Bad and
Stormy.
bad storminess.
Cold.
Is that making us think maybe that it's a little eerie, a little spooky? That kind of
Mhm.
adds to that feeling in that picture.
Mhm.
About that
Wow.
one.
Futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
Any other words that come to mind with that?
Star Wars.
Jetsons.
Technology.
Before your time, everyone.
Technology. Any other
Advancement.
No, not really. Oh, no.
busy.
Sorry.
Fantasy, sci-fi.
thoughts? Sci-fi, fantasy. Okay, so just from looking at these few photos, these little quick snippets, we've been able to assess a lot about setting, coming up with a time, a location, and mood for all of them. And that translates into literature and mood reading too, and that's what the authors are capturing and trying to get us to see and view and become part of that. All right. So, this week we're going to start reading Jack London's Call of the Wild. Just from looking at the cover, you can see that. Got that back there too. What do you think the setting of this novel is? You can tell from the
Wilderness.
wilderness,
Outdoors.
outdoors.
Maybe the frontier.
Very good. Yeah.
Alaska.
That's what it said.
Okay.
I
And
read it though.
yeah. And we got all of that just from the book title and the picture on there. And that gives us some clues about what this book is going to be about as we start reading it. And maybe thinking about the setting already and how that's going to play into our book and what we're going to get out of it. Okay, so we're going to do this. So let's go ahead and stand up. And take your pieces of paper with you. And go ahead and move one seat this way. So we're kind of shifting groups a little bit.
Okay.
Just hoping to move, yeah, all the way around. Yeah, you're just gonna have to kind of, well, let's keep going if we can. Oh, yeah.
So we're shifting a little bit. Wait, we're going all the way around?
Yeah, all the way around. Stop here. Then take a seat.
I like this.
All right. So, group number one, you worked on the mountains. Go ahead and opposite side of the paper. I want you to draw the beach now, whatever comes to mind. Same for you. It was the mountains, or do the mountains now, not the beach. And then talk again about what do we need? What do we need to survive there? Or what do we wish we had?
Berries and stuff.
Cabin of some sort. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, survivors, back up here,
That was always good.
please. Need your attention up here. Okay, so group number one. Any differences in the two scenarios and what you thought you needed to take with you to survive?
Mm.
Well,
One of the same.
A lot.
one thing that we brought on the mountains was really a down jacket or a warm blanket, and
Okay.
I don't think we mentioned that on the desert island. We thought it might be hot.
Some
To shelter from the sun.
Some differences,
Yeah.
there. Group number two. Any observations on your part with that? What else did you think about when you needed to survive in the mountains as opposed to the beach?
Clothes.
Yeah,
Lots of
clothing.
clothes and
How to kill animals.
Like so,
Like-
yeah.
To survive.
For both, there's
Because we don't want to be rescued, so I guess we're under
A little different at the beach. Okay.
I think we brought
Here.
for both were more tools, like fishing
Some of your
pole,
stuff.
machete for the beach, like matches, knives, like
A
things.
shelter in both places.
Okay, so there were some basic things, shelter,
Water.
we were worried about
Water.
food, water,
Water.
there all those basic things that we needed to survive. In a setting then, how did that play into it? That change your minds about anything like you said? Did that impact, that setting impact your choices?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
What you
The
needed to
location.
survive? You thought that too? Okay, okay. So that's how setting can affect a character and what they have, what their options are and what they can and cannot do. Here's some examples of setting. I'm just going to read them out loud.
Okay.
And when you're hearing these, listen for the time, location, and mood. Okay? Ralphie lived in the biggest, oldest house on the block. It was 2 stories with a high, sloping roof. Ralphie brought us onto the front porch. Creak, creak. The chains of a bench swing groaned in the wind. So, any time in there very much?
It feels old-fashioned to me.
Feels
for some reason.
old-fashioned to you. Location.
Or
Suburbs.
Southern.
I was
Yeah.
thinking like suburban.
So that's the
Yeah.
image.
Yeah.
I was thinking southern because I think of
Yeah.
porch
Oh,
swings and,
Yeah.
but
kind of-
it's
The South
It's
Plantation
unknown.
kind of
Okay, how about the mood in that little bit of a setting there?
creepy.
lonely a little bit for me.
A little lonely.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, very nice. Just in a couple sentences, we have a wealth of knowledge about the book, the character, all of it. As the work car moved out of the sunlight, the air grew cool and moist. Goosebumps popped out on Billy's arms. He smelled oil and rock and the sharp scent of dynamite. Electric lamps on the sides of the car lit the roughly blasted rock around them. How about time in there? As the work car moved out of the sunlight, the air grew cool and moist. So we have a little bit of time in there, yeah. Location,
Had a line.
The mine
Mhm.
and the mountain.
okay. And the mood, so could we argue that maybe the mood wasn't as evident in that particular one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. It was a calm, cloudless night, and a pale sliver of moon peeked over the rooftops. Insects as thick as confetti swirled around the cowls of the streetlights. Toward the end of the block, 2 cats could be heard yowling at each other.
Nighttime.
What's night?
Nighttime. Okay.
Warm.
And warm. Location too.
Yeah, it's good, so.
Outside.
Mm-hmm.
And the mood? What about the mood in that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. An interesting fact that really puts into perspective setting, and particularly the setting of our book that we're going to be reading, is that if all of the New York population were to be put into Alaska, as we guessed where that is, it would be, Manhattan would only have 16 people in Manhattan if you were to compare the populations between Alaska and New York. Think about the setting of that and how that impacts living in Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.